Welcome to our playthrough demonstration for Venom Assault. In this video, we will show how a typical turn will be played. As you can see, the board has already been prepared according to the setup directions on the mission card. The mission we will be demonstrating is called World in Darkness. The appropriate Venom leaders and reward cards have been shuffled into their respective decks as outlined in the setup section. Mission-specific reward cards, such as control cubes, are indicated by a golden background, as opposed to a generic reward card, which has a silver background. Each player starts with a draw deck of 4 commandos and 6 recruits, which a hand of 5 cards is drawn from. Each card has 3 stats and some support abilities. The first stat is its cost. This is how much it is to recruit the card from the training ground. The next stat is its recruitment value. This is the number of points the card provides to recruit new members. The last stat is the combat value. This is how many dice the card will provide to combat if it is chosen as a combat leader. The supporting text is what abilities the card can offer in the listed phase if it is not chosen as a combat leader. In this case, this card will offer 1 combat die in the tactical phase. Play begins with the first player or commander's event phase, flipping over the top card of the event deck. This is only done by the commander. The card is placed in the active event space and the directions are carried out. Mind Games is a benefit to the players, offering a global effect that takes place in the tactical phase. Global effects always affect each player in the phase listed. In this case, the Venom leader would lose 1 support value. Next is the recruitment phase. The player will place each card from their hand, one by one, and complete any support abilities that take place during this phase if they choose to. Remember, if you use their support abilities, they cannot be your combat leader in the tactical phase. Add up all of the recruitment points for the cards in play. Once you know how many points you have to spend, you may recruit as many cards from the training ground as you can afford. With 4 recruits providing 2 recruitment points each, and 1 commando providing 1 recruitment point, you have 9 points total. You can purchase Nightshade from the training ground because her cost is 8. This new card goes in your discard pile. Now it's time to begin the tactical phase. This is where you will nominate a Venom leader to attack, and a character to lead your forces. First decide which Venom leader you would like to attack. You can decide not to attack at all and skip right to the retirement phase. Even if it seems like the chances of success are slim, it can still be advantageous to try. Venom leaders have 3 stats and a set of abilities, similar to Freedom Squadron cards. The first stat is the leader's base health. This represents how many dice will need to succeed to best this leader. The second stat is its defense value. This will represent what the minimum value of each die must be in order to succeed. The last stat is the leader's supporting value, which will show how many Venom support cards will assist in the combat. The abilities will show that leader's effects in the listed phase. Remember that global effects affect all players, so Venom Commander's +1 to support will affect any combat chosen while he is on the board except against him directly. Once you have decided who you will fight, place the health and defense markers on their respective numbers that match the leader's values. We will choose to go against Roulette. Note that Roulette's defense value is obtained by rolling a die, so we'll do this now. Be sure to check the abilities on the Venom leader and the current event card and resolve any effects that take place during the tactical phase. Now you may decide which of your Freedom Squadron soldiers will be the combat leader. This cannot be a vehicle, nor can it be someone whose supporting ability you used during the recruitment phase. We've chosen a commando to be our combat leader. This card is put out in front with all of the cards we choose to have supporting him placed behind. In this combat, we will choose to have all 4 recruits supporting our commando. Next, we place a number of dice on the combat leader equal to his combat value. Now we add any dice to the supporting cards equal to their supporting abilities. Next, we look at the support value on the Venom leader we are attacking and draw that many Venom support cards. Right now, Venom Commander's global effect is adding 1 to this value, but the Mind Games event card is reducing it by 1 as well. These cards will cancel each other out and leave us with their original value. At this point, any Freedom Squadron supporting effects will take place. Read their support text and complete any actions required in the tactical phase. These recruits just supply additional combat dice, so no actions need to be taken. Lastly, the Venom support cards effects take place. From left to right, resolve each card's text. Here the Wasps will provide additional defense, but there is only 1 Wasp in play, so its other ability will not do anything. The Python will provide an additional health. Now begins the combat phase. Assuming you still have enough combat dice that success is still possible, proceed to roll them. To beat the leader, you need a certain number of successful rolls on the dice. The number of successes you need is indicated by the leader's health value. A dice roll is considered a success if the value rolled is equal to or greater than their defense value. Here we have 6 chances to try to get 4 dice over the defense value of 3. To begin, we would check the abilities of the Venom leader, but Roulette has none in the combat phase. Next, Freedom support abilities that occur in this phase would take place, but our current combat team has no effects for this phase either. Finally, the Venom support abilities would take place too, but again, there are none on the board. This leaves us with our final dice values. We have managed to defeat Roulette. We can claim the Venom leader card and the reward card underneath. At the end of the game, each Venom leader and reward card is worth a number of victory points in order to judge who did the best during the game. Roulette's victory point value is equal to his support value, 2, and the green control cube is worth 3. The reward cards also allow certain actions that can be taken during the game to provide a significant boost to the player. The cube will allow all players a bonus global effect that will assist in future combat. We will place the control cube next to the draw deck to remember its effect. The control cube is part of the requirements for victory, as stated on the mission card, but the players have not completed all of the conditions, so the game isn't over yet. Next up is the retirement phase. Once combat has ended, you may choose to retire one of the cards you played this turn. We will choose to retire one of the recruits, placing them in the retirement pile. Finally, we have the end of turn phase. At this point, the Venom support cards are discarded, and the Venom leader tracks are reset to their lowest values. The zone Roulette was in will need to be refilled by taking a face-down reward card from the deck and a new Venom leader. As well, the training ground will need to refill to 5 cards. The player discards all cards left in their play area and then draws 5 new cards. Play then proceeds to the player on their left, and they will follow all of the same phases, except the event phase, which only the commander will take. Thank you for watching our playthrough demo. If you enjoyed what you saw, please back our project and get your own copy of Venom Assault so you can experience the full game for yourself.